Alright sis, quick question. Halfway through the school year, have you wondered, is this actually working or do we need to pivot? We are officially halfway through our homeschool year, and today I'm sharing what's working and what's not. And the one purchase that completely saved our math lessons. Overall, things are going well. But I'll be honest with you that we are a little behind on workbooks. Between fall projects and life happenings. But we adjusted, and that is the beauty of homeschooling. Let's start with language arts. Language arts taught me something unexpected this year. To let go of the clock and improvise. We are using Abeka curriculum for our language arts. My 7th grader is using it right here. This is the grammar and composition one. And also my third grader and my 4th grader are both using Abeka as well. And they are breezing through the Abeka curriculum, except with my 4th grader who has a little challenge with reading and comprehension. So when it comes to a lesson on reading and comprehension, I slow it down with her and I give her that one-on-one attention that she needs. We read the passages together and I help her go through and pick out the information that is needed. We work together and we do that, and she writes them in her notebook before putting it in this workbook. So, working with her and guiding her along helps her to understand and get better at reading and comprehension. But apart from the reading and comprehension part, she is breezing through this workbook. Same with my 3rd grader. But with my 7th grader, I encountered a challenge this year which we didn't have in the past, because the 7th grade comes with this amazing of people literature, and the test is also in this book. And one thing with Abeka's 7th grade reading and comprehension is that the test and the quizzes for the literature, the grades are combined together with the grammar and composition one. And it can be a little challenging figuring that out. And also, one thing that gave me a hard time, and it still does, is figuring out how to time the reading and comprehension. I still do not know how to time her and figure out her speed, okay? I'm still having difficulties with it. So what I decided to do was just to improvise, which is to allow her to read the passages and to answer the question on her own without timing her. I know that she's great at reading and comprehension, and I decided that, you know what, I'm not gonna allow it to cause me pressure. I'm just gonna let her do it without the clock, without me timing her. But please, if you know how to find the speed for the reading and comprehension, please help me and type it in the comment section below. For now, I released the pressure. I am not timing her. Like I said, she reads and answers the question at her own pace, and we have found peace that way. I am not gonna go and change this curriculum. No. I'm not gonna go and change this curriculum just because I can't find her reading speed. No. So that's it for language arts. My 3rd and 4th graders are doing great. My 7th grader is also doing well. My challenge is that I don't know how to figure out her reading speed. Would you believe that I almost quit our math curriculum this year? And this is the curriculum that we've been using for the past 7 years. Yes. And I almost gave up on it because I got to a point where I was overwhelmed. My daughter was in tears and we were both discouraged. I'm going to tell you that story in a bit. But before then, I want to say that all my children use primary mathematics. That's what I use for my kids. My 3rd grader, he is about to finish the book 3A. He's breezing through the math curriculum. He enjoys working independently, and he's about to begin the book 3B. My 4th grader, she works a little slower. She goes at her own pace, which is, a slower pace, and I work with her to make sure that she understands the concept. I try not to rush her through the lessons because I really want her to understand it, and that is why we're still a little behind on the workbooks. So she's still doing 3B, okay, and it's okay. She takes her time. But with my 6th grader, that was where the challenge happened. She was someone that enjoyed math, breezed through the workbooks and everything. But when it came to the 6B, we began to have a challenge because I didn't know how to teach some concepts, and I didn't understand how they were able to find the answers to the problems in the book. So I became discouraged because I couldn't teach her how to do the math problems. And of course, if I'm discouraged, that transfers to her too, right? So she started to become discouraged and she began to resent math. And I thought to myself, it's either I find a solution to this or we switch our math curriculum. And you all know that Singapore math is one of the best math curriculums out there. And I wasn't really willing, I did not want to switch it. So, and it's something that we've been using for years. So the best solution was to figure out how to help my daughter understand how to do the problems in this book. I was scrolling through some of the YouTube videos when I saw a homeschooling mom recommend the teacher's guide. And sis, when I bought this, it was a game changer. Not only did I buy this teacher's guide for the 6B workbook, I also bought this one. This is the answer keys for books 4A through 6B. Because of this book, I understood how to do some of those problems, and my daughter got her confidence back, and now she is working independently to do the problems in this book. And she uses this answer key here to check her answers whether they are correct or not. Even though these two books cost me $85, I think they are worth it. So if you are struggling with Singapore math, I think one of the best way to fix it is to buy the teacher's guide. It will help you a whole lot. Sometimes the breakthrough isn't for your child, it is for you. Now let me tell you about a subject that went from tears to confidence. My oldest child used to cry a lot whenever she had a writing assignment to do. She used to be afraid of writing, but by the grace of God, that fear is gone since we started using these books. These are Writing and Rhetoric book 1 and book 2. These books have given her confidence in writing. And all 3 of my children My 3 older kids enjoy working with these books, and this book is really encouraging them to write better. My child that hated writing is now working independently with this book, and also and she's enjoying writing her own fictional stories as well. So sis, if you have a child that dislikes writing, maybe this is the breakthrough you have been praying for. If these books are working for my children, then I am sure that they will work for yours as well. So I did not expect this next book to be a favorite in our homeschool. This year, I decided to include Worldly Wise to our curriculum, and it has been a hit. I found on YouTube that a lot of parents are using these books to help teach vocabulary words to their children. So I decided to try it out this year, and my children are loving it. They have not had any challenges with these books. They enjoy working with these books and learning new words. I also purchased these answer keys with the books to help me grade their work faster. My 7th grader is using book 7, 4th edition, while my 3rd grader and 4th grader are both using book 3. And they are loving these books. Now let's talk science, because this one has been a win. Our homeschool is loving Apologia science curriculum. I have been using Apologia for the past 4 years. The first book that I purchased from them was this, Flying Creatures of the Fifth Day. This textbook was the first book that I purchased, and I fell in love with them. And since then, I've been using them for our homeschool. This year, my 3rd and 4th graders are learning about the Flying Creatures of the Fifth Day. This book is great. It is detailed. It has so many details about flying creatures that even, I love details, especially when it is science details, because I'm a science person. But there are some details that I don't even teach my kids, because I feel like they will learn those as they get older. But what I love about this book is that it has a lot of information, but it is not complex. So you as the parent will understand it, as well as your children will also understand the information in this book. My 7th grader is using this one, The Human Anatomy. We are learning the different systems in the body. She is enjoying it. She reads it on her own. We read it together. We discuss it, and we do some of the activities and the experiments at the end of the chapters. This is a fabulous, great science curriculum for your kids. If you're looking for a science curriculum, I suggest Apologia. And you will find the link to their website in the description below. For history, we are keeping things simple, and it is working for us. You do not need an expensive curriculum to teach history well. My 3rd and 4th graders are currently studying the Atlantic border states, and they are using books from the library and some online resources from Super Teacher worksheets, and also watching some YouTube videos. And I think these resources make history fun and engaging for kids. I get these books from the library. I I love these America the Beautiful book series, and they have books for each state. And this is where I get most of the information that I use to teach them. I teach them the history of the different states, sometimes the first explorers that visited the states, some Native Americans that lived in the states. And also we look at the state's geography, where the mountains are located, where the beaches are, what are some of the cities that are in the states, what are the bordering states, and also are there lakes, rivers in those states. So those are the information that I teach my kids that helps them to enjoy history. And they also get to color the state maps. Okay, so that's for the 3rd and 4th graders. For my 7th grader, she is finishing up this book that she started when she was in the 6th grade. This is the Abeka New World History and Geography, and this talks about the New World, which is America, North America and South America, and she's learning a lot from this book. And with this book, she's also doing the maps and activity books that come with this curriculum, and she enjoys working with the maps and doing some of the other activities. So that's it for our history lesson for this year. We are enjoying what we're doing for history this year. One last subject, and this one saved my sanity. For art this year, we are using our local libraries. Sis, community libraries have so many activities that homeschoolers need to take advantage of. One of those activities is art class, art workshops. And this year I am committing to signing my kids up for those art workshops and art classes, and also taking them there, because it's one thing to sign them up and then it's another thing to take them there. And I love those art classes because they are taught by people who are excited about art, and I know that I am not that excited about teaching art, and also they are more experienced than myself. And honestly, that is one less subject that I have to plan for. And all 4 of my kids participate and they enjoy going there. My 7th grader loves art, and I know that it would be a disservice if I do not allow her to participate in those art programs. So sis, if you are not interested in teaching art like myself, check out your local libraries. They may have some art activities that your children can participate in. And that's it for us. This is how we're going to be doing art this year. I've also signed my kids up for more art classes this month. They did one last month, and they have more they're going to be participating in this month. And that concludes our mid-year homeschool update. Yes, okay, I know that I didn't share any resources that I use for my toddler, but I want you to know that I actually made a live video where I share the materials that I use for our first week of homeschooling, and you will find that video on this channel, and it will give you an idea of what I use to teach my kids. And there's also another video that I made where I show how I get affordable resources that I use to teach my toddler, and I'll link that video to this video also. I know that you will enjoy watching that video. This year, I will say that God has been faithful in helping us to adjust, to pivot, and also to find our rhythm even when things weren't perfect. So sis, if you want a breakdown of the full resources that I use to teach my kids, to homeschool my kids, let me know in the comment section below. And if you want a deeper breakdown of how I use the Singapore Teacher's Guide to teach my 7th grader, Let me know in the comment section also. I want to conclude by saying, remember that we're not just homeschooling, but we are raising warriors for Christ. See you next time. Bye.